Wanda Maximoff, also known as the Scarlet Witch, has been a big part of the fourth phase of the MCU, and her story has been to mixed reception. Some say it doesn't make sense or just badly written, and I disagree. Hi, I'm Fictional Fanatics, and this is why Wanda Maximoff is a great character. Also, sorry that I'm doing it over here. I had a hurricane recently, and my room's still kind of a mess. I mean, it's pretty good, but I'm just trying to figure out how everything was working, so I'm going to do it at my desk this time. So hopefully this works out good. It might even be better. I mean, I know I don't have the table thing, but but anyways, first we see Wanda in the post-credit scene of Winter Soldier trying to get people hyped for her first actual debut in Age of Ultron, where we find her at the Hydra outpost along with her brother, who have gained superhuman abilities from experimentation with the Mind Stone. You might also even call these mutations. She had joined Hydra after her parents had died in the chaos of a civil war. In WandaVision, it was pointed out by Agatha that it's weird how she joined an anti-freedom Nazi group, but I see this as her way of ending the war. If Hydra takes over Sokovia, then there wouldn't be any more civil war, any more fighting, and she could prevent more deaths by ending the civil war. This is very noble, especially since how we know that no other patient had survived contact with a Mind Stone, so she might just be sacrificing herself in the name of saving her country. But she survived both the contact with the Mind Stone and the war due to her magic starting to come out. We find this as a special type of magic called chaos magic, where it doesn't need an incantation and can happen unintentionally. This is also how Pietro, her brother, didn't need contact with the Mind Stone. Now, this chaos magic is very rare, and only Wanda can wield it. But when the Avengers come to the outpost to try to put a stop to Hydra, the twins get their first battle. At this time, Wanda's main power is creating hallucination. Wanda pulls Iron Man into a hallucination which shows him his worst nightmare. I find this interesting because her power continues to keep creating her worst nightmares. The Avengers fight is important because it's the first time meeting the Avengers, and in her point of view, they're destroying the security which Hydra had built in security. Later on, she meets Ultron, which is the prodigy of the Avengers gone wrong. Ultron is a robot which wants to bring security to the world. He tells them he plans on doing this by bringing an end to the Avengers, but not saying that he's going to kill all of humans. Once again, this makes sense because the Avengers tried to take away security in Hydra. But later on, as soon as she sees Ultron's intentions of trying to destroy anything, and she goes to the Avengers because she doesn't want to help them doesn't mean they have a common enemy in Ultron, the warmonger, and not the savior she once thought. And as she comes to try to seek help, she sees them doing the exact thing that created Ultron in the first place, showing that they still could be bad. But not all the Avengers were agreeing with this idea of creating this new Ultron, most of them being the ones who were put against the Accords. But either way, the Vision was created, a purified version of Ultron, one who wants security and peace, and would grow close to Wanda and all other humans. So the Avengers go on and defeat Ultron. Along the way, she loses her town and her brother as a result of the fighting. Her brother sacrificed himself to help a fellow Avenger, the one who had shown them kindness through all of this. Now she had lost all her connections to her family, whether it's her home, her brother, her parents, and whether she liked it or not, now she's stuck with the Avengers. Months had passed, and she had started to grow a bond with the Avengers and formed a special relationship with Vision. But everything changes when she goes to Lagos. When a Hydra terrorist blows up a chemical bomb in a highly crowded area, Wanda tries to take the bomb out of this densely crowded area using her magic. Sadly, it results in a building getting destroyed with civilians inside. Although saving countless lives, she gets called a monster by the public for the few who did die. All of this culminates in the Sokovia Accords, a bunch of laws which try to take control of the Avengers. Wanda opposes it as it takes away her freedom. It makes the decision for her and has the right to do anything to her on a whim. It takes away her security and free will, what she's wanted this whole time. Sadly, this tears apart her new family. Everyone has to choose sides, and sadly, her love, Vision, is against it. In the end, she gets captured and put in jail, and has her family divided. Soon she gets free and needs to go into hiding. She spends a few weeks alone with Vision in Germany as they grow closer and closer, but Thanos is coming and he will destroy the universe if they can't protect the Mind Stone. The Mind Stone powers the Vision, and he would die without it. But when they can't save him and they're out of time, she has to kill him in order to save the universe by destroying the Mind Stone. But when she thinks it is all said and done, she sees him get brought brought back to life and killed once more by Thanos, and her inability to actually kill him destroys half of all life, including her own. She gets brought back to life, finding that she is surrounded by friends, but the dead body of Vision, her love, it has disappeared. They all go to fight the man who did this to them and eventually win. Everyone is united with their loved ones besides her because Vision is dead and she doesn't even have a corpse to hold the funeral. But alas, she also finds a body. It is in pieces and being experimented on in the sword labs. Although she wants it for a funeral, she can't even have that due to a sinister intention for the body by Hayward. So now, with nothing but a car, she drives to a small town called Westview. Vision and her had a property there and were planning to build a house to retire in. But overwhelmed with grief, this chaos magic strikes again, bringing back the one thing which Wanda wants, a family, in creating the effects. But she slowly discovers this dream reality that she is living in is a fake and hurting everyone around her, her family, the civilians. Although she has a brother, sons, and Vision, it's causing all of them pain, and she decides to end it due to outside pressure in Sword and Agatha. She's now the Scarlet Witch and is exposed to a higher form of magic, the Darkhold. And with no one to watch her, no one for her to love, she becomes obsessed with the Darkhold. Every night she sees visions of her with her children and wakes up in tears. This all changes when she finds a way to reach her children. In the multiverse, there is a singular child with the power to to go to whatever dimension she wants. She has been Wanda has given up everything to protect others, and she's at her breaking point and will get this power no matter the casualties and no matter what it takes. So she chases this girl, breaking the laws of the universe. She keeps chasing until, once she gets to her destination with her children, she is hurting her children. She did all of this and they are frightened of her. Now she sees that the Scarlet Witch can never get what she wants. So she destroys the temple of the Scarlet Witch, trying to prevent anyone else from getting down this dark and twisted path and dying. Without anyone else to love, no more reason to live, she goes down with the temple, ending her story for now. I love her story so much because it brings up tragedy after tragedy. She had the power to stop her brother from being blown up, but not her parents. She could bring back Vision, but he was trapped in a fake reality. She could use her power to save her loved ones, but she could never use her powers to save her loved ones, only herself. She could never be happy, and the universe would always stop her from being happy. It's a great story and a great character in general. But what do you think? Is Wanda a great character? Did I miss something? Let me know in the comments down below. Either way, I've been Fictional Fanatics, and until the next one, bye!